Hello, this is Chocolate the Bear. I'm going to be making another TF2 video. This one's on the medic. So, because it's the medic, medic is a support class and he is the healing class. Um, because of this, I added some bots to the server so I can show exactly what I'm talking about. So, um, medic has 3 weapons. We're going to say he is a crossbow primary because that's the primary that you're going to be wanting to use. Sorry. Then he has 4 different types of melee guns, and then finally, of course, the melee weapon. So the most important is the melee gun. If so, you start by clicking on the target. If I click anywhere else around him, it's not going to activate. But if I click on the target or near him, pretty close to him, then I'll start healing him. And once I start healing him, I don't have to exactly be looking at him. You can see I'm looking in the exact opposite direction of him. But I'll still be healing him as long as I'm within a certain range. And this range goes pretty much to here. If I step outside of this, I'm going to stop healing him. And I can also change my targets by clicking on new ones. So right now I'm healing the engineer. And now I'm going to start healing the soldier. Engineer, soldier. And basically what you want to be doing as medic is you want to be overhealing the entire team if possible. You want to just always be overhealing everyone you can. So right here, the soldier doesn't have overheal. Now he does. Now I can heal the engineer. And there's only 2 players to deal with, so this is fairly easy. But when your players are taking damage, it's not even going to be possible to overheal everyone. Your job as medic is to just keep everyone alive. You're dealing with a lot of players at one time, and it can be a bit chaotic, but it's pretty fun to do. So, yeah, just focus on healing as many people as possible. And if you heal players, you also build something called Uber Charge. And you can see in the bottom right, I am at 70% Uber Charge. And it's building rather slowly. That's because I'm healing players that already have full overheal. Since there's only 2 bots on the server, it's kind of hard to do anything else. But you heal damage. If you heal damage players, you will build Uber Charge quicker. And what Uber Charge does is it gives you invincibility for about 8 seconds as soon as you right click. So right click to activate, and then you and the person you're healing becomes invincible for about 8 seconds. And along with the invincibility, you can spread it to your other teammates. Okay, I don't know what just happened. I guess I don't know the console commands too well. Anyway, you can spread it to your other teammates, and basically you can just spread it out as well as you can. Okay. Anyway, so that's how the overheal works, and Uber Charge. So also with your primary weapon, I should mention that the Medi Beam, although it's going to be the one that you're going to be wanting to use, is only a secondary. Oh crap, I don't know how to kick these bots. TF. Okay. TF bot quota 0. Okay, there we go. So, yeah, so you have your medigun, but then you also have a bow. And the bow shoots arrows. If they hit a teammate, they will heal them. If they hit an enemy, they will deal damage. And this is the only weapon in the game to have reverse damage drop-off. I still say that the sniper is the only long-range damage-dealing class. Even though these arrows deal up to 75 damage at about like this range. But these don't fire fast enough for the damage to matter too much. They're also projectiles, so they can be reflected, dodged easier. They're fast-moving projectiles, but they still are projectiles. And that's pretty much how that's going to work. So, Medic, you want to be spreading out the heals, trying to keep everyone alive, and then Uber Charge, you activate it, you can push in. Keep in mind that you cannot Uber Charge sentry guns. So say two medics on opposite teams Uber Charge each other at the same time. If they're both good at keeping players alive, then the only thing that will die will be sentry guns. Unless a pyro manages to protect them or something. Engineer and pyro can protect them pretty well. But yeah, you can't heal engineer buildings, which makes sense, but still worth mentioning. So yeah, in addition to wanting to spread out the healing, there's also something called crit heals. And the way it works is if someone hasn't taken damage recently, then you can heal them up to 3 times as quickly. So if a player is saying crit heals, which you won't hear it in casual ever, then you can heal them 3 times as quickly. I should also mention that medic arrows, even though they are very quick at healing people, and they can deal up to 150 healing per shot, only 75 at close range, but that's still a significant number. The medic arrows do not overheal, so your medigun will still be your primary source of healing. So also, medic, I said all the support classes have a passive in my last video. Medic does have a passive. He heals over time. So although the medic cannot use the medi beam on himself, he heals like 3 health a second, essentially. So that's pretty much how the medic works. You just want to be healing everyone, and then the Uber Charge is one of the most powerful mechanics in the game. Well, the most powerful mechanic in the game. It's not a long timer, but it's enough to get a lot of work done. I should also mention that the arrows automatically reload themselves. So I fire an arrow, I switch to my medigun, and then I can fire again. This is useful, so you'll always have one loaded. It also has a very high ammo capacity. So they reload pretty quickly. You can keep it out, but in general you want to be swapping after every use. Unless you're just like fully arrowing someone. So next up we got his weapon choices. The other 3 primary weapons that medic have are all syringe guns. And the way syringes work is they fire in an arc. So let me just show how that works. I'm aiming right there, but all the needles will go right here. They also are all projectiles. I don't believe that they can be reflected. I'm not sure about that though, because no one uses this. And they have a long travel time though, because they're projectiles. So they deal low damage, have a long travel time, and arc. So the good thing is they fire quickly. One of the faster firing weapons in the game. So if a enemy is chasing you, you can fire this at them. But if you're trying to aggress on an enemy with this, if you're running at them, then the arc and the travel time are going to be really bad. So base syringe gun, not good. Overdose, it makes you move faster when you have Uber Charge and you're using the overdose. So it only works when you have it out. This weapon is not too good for killing. It does less damage than normal, but of course all the syringe guns are actually bad for killing. But this is like the best one of the syringe guns because it just gives you a mobility change. If you're going to be running a syringe gun, use the overdose. Say your healing target dies, you have like 70% Uber Charge, maybe you even have 100% Uber Charge. You can go up to 20% faster. It's decent. It's worth considering. Well, it's the one to use if you're using a syringe gun, but just use the crossbow. Last up, we got Blutsauger. It heals on hit, but it gives you less healing. So it gives you less passive healing, so you'll be healing 2 less. Instead of 3, you'll be healing 1. Every time you hit an enemy with this, you'll be healing 3 health, which is really good. But the passive healing is really bad, and in general, you're going to be having your medigun out a lot. So this is like the worst of the syringe guns. Next up, we got 4 different types of mediguns. So first of all, I want to say all of them have different ubercharge effects, and that's what matters about them. So the first one just has invincibility. The second one, it builds ubercharge faster, which is really good. So say you and an enemy medic spawn at the same time, which maps like this one, King of the Hill, or 5CP, which are like 2 of the main competitive game modes. Both medics will spawn at the same time, so getting that 25% extra ubercharge rate is really good. But what it does is it replaces your ubercharge with critical hits. So you can give a target critical hits for about 8 seconds, which is really good. But in the scenario where your opponent has ubercharge and you're giving crits, you could deal triple damage to someone that's invincible. So Kritzkrieg is weird because it's like it's countered by medic. Although killing people instantly is really fun, so this is like the fun weapon. Next up, we got Quick Fix. Quick Fix heals faster, plus 40% heal rate, and also builds ubercharge faster, but it overheals less. So already those stats are kind of weird. The plus 40% heal rate is actually insane. Like, you can heal so quickly with this. Extra ubercharge doesn't matter too much. And then max overheal is... It's bad to have less max overheal. Let me tell you that. But for the 40% extra heal rate, this is actually pretty good. If you're the only medic on a team, I would recommend Quick Fix a lot of the time. Just as long as you don't need the ubercharge. The ubercharge is really good. I said that every weapon has a different ubercharge. This one increases healing to 300%. It also makes it so that you can't be movement impaired. So if there's a pyro that's trying to air blast you away because you're ubercharged, that doesn't work against the Quick Fix. And Quick Fix, it heals a lot faster, so it's really good. But it's not ubercharge. You can still be killed. But you and your healing target get healed very quickly. If you're not taking damage, it heals instantly. If you're trying to heal a lot of people at once, it works really well. Very interesting weapon. Definitely a good alternate. And last up, we get the Vaccinator. Vaccinator has even less overheal, so even worse at giving overheal. So if you have like nothing to heal off of, if like there's no damage to heal off of, this is like not very good. And you get less ubercharge on overhealed patients, but what's important is you have plus 67% ubercharge rate anyway. So that's a lot of ubercharge. Either way. So what the Uber does is it gives you protection from one class specifically. So or one damage type. So there's 3 damage types in this game. There's fire, explosive, and bullet. It's pretty easy to know what each class does. Scout, heavy, sniper, even engineer specialize in bullet. Demo man, soldier, they do blast or explosive. And then pyro, he does fire. So your ubercharge is just one of those. And you pretty much just counter one class for the duration. What this is used for is 1v1s, or I guess 2v2s more of, because you're going to be healing someone. So say there's a soldier that just keeps slamming you and your heal target. You just pop on Vaccinator, pop on Explosive, and then the soldier pretty much can't kill you. It only does give you 75% resistance. But if they have to hit 4 times as many shots, is pretty good. It also makes it so that you can't be crit by that target, which is pretty good. It means that the sniper can't headshot you if you have bullet on. So the sniper will not only be dealing 75% less damage, but if he headshots you, it's still just regular body shot damage. So last up with the Vaccinator, the Vaccinator has 4 different Uber charges. You can store up to 4, but each Uber charge only lasts 2.5 seconds. So they're much shorter Uber charges, but you can use them each time you want to. And what this allows is, say there's a soldier that's going to kill you, you use it. And then there's a heavy that's going to kill you, you use it on the heavy. It just gives you a bunch of different scenarios that you can counter. So it's used for countering specific people, and you can use it 4 times in a row. So you can counter 4 different types of people in a row and just keep rolling. Against coordinated teams, say there's a sniper watching you and there's a soldier watching you, you won't be able to get resistance against both. So it's kind of a weird option. It's not one that's useful or good. Don't use it. It's also a jerk weapon. If you use it, you're a jerk person. I hate you. Because I am the soldier that you're countering. And it makes me sad to not be able to kill someone because they're using Vaccinator. So next up, we got the melee weapons. I'm going to start off by saying Vitasol. If you die with Uber charge, you can keep some of your Uber, but only if you melee people. You're not going to be meleeing people as medic, and the trade-off is you have 10 less health, which is really bad. So it's an effect that you won't use, and you'll be having 10 less health. 10 less health isn't like a big thing, but it's still a thing, and you're never going to melee someone, so don't use it. Amputator. It says +3 health regenerated per second on wearer. That'd be really good, but it's only when you have the weapon out, so don't worry about it. You can also have mass healing effect, but you have to stand still to do that. And you can't overheal people with it, so don't do that either. It's like very, very few scenarios where you'd use that. Only a 20% damage penalty, though. So what this weapon does allow you to do, if you're on fire by a pyro, you can actually out-heal the damage by having this out. So you can never die to afterburn as long as you're paying enough attention. That's a kind of fringe scenario, though. But it's not like you're going to be meleeing people as medic anyway, right? So this is like a decent one that's worth considering. Next up, we got Solemn Vow. You can see enemy health, and it gives you less attack speed. So less attack speed on the melee weapon. So what's the point of seeing enemy health, though? Well, you have a crossbow. Your crossbow deals large single target damage. So if you see someone at 25 HP, 50 HP, 75 HP even, you just pull out the crossbow and kill them. Solemn Vow is like really good. It's definitely like one to use. Then last up we have the Ubersol. The Ubersol gives you 25% of Uber charge every time you hit someone, and it has a slower firing speed. So 25% Uber charge, so that's already just straight up better than the Vitasol, because the Vitasol only allows you to keep your Uber charge for the next life. But the Ubersol gives you the Uber charge instantly, and you don't have to like have anything. So what the Ubersol does allow you to do is, if you're running the basic Uber and you hit someone, you can hit 100% Uber off of them and then Uber charge right away. And sometimes having that extra 25% extra Uber, maybe you're not in danger. Like if you're fighting a spy, say I know this guy's a spy, bam. I should mention you can't build Uber off of disguised spies with this, but if there's an undisguised spy, you can build Uber off of them. And just having that extra Uber charge is really good. So Solemn Vow and Uber Saw are both like really good. I want to say that Uber Saw is better with base Uber, because if you're using Kritzkrieg, for example, you're not going to become invincible off your Uber charge, so it doesn't give you that protective option. The Uber Saw does give you a bit of a protective option in some scenarios, but for Kritzkrieg, I would recommend more of the Solemn Vow, just because you'll be getting some kills, and it's interesting because you're not expecting to get kills as medic, but the bow damage, you're not going to be randomly firing this at enemies, because you got to be healing a lot of the time and you got to be building Uber a lot of the time. But if you see an enemy on low health, it just gives you that option. You even the medic can get kills. So really interesting weapon. The base loadout though that I would recommend for most scenarios is crossbow. Of course, you're always using crossbow. Base medigun and then Uber Saw. That's about it for medic. Last up, we got the engineer. Engineer is the last support class and last class in the game that I have not gone over. And the most interesting class is that. So I can't wait to go over that. Thanks for watching. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.